Hi everyone, this is your Young People's Love Tap video. I'm really unhappy. Let's start there. It does not make me happy if you're unhappy. And there's a lot of unhappiness in the world, and there's more people who don't know how to be happy than are happy. If you've recognized that you're unhappy, give yourself a gold star, because that means you're self-aware, you're aware that you're unhappy. And in a couple seconds or so, I'm going to give you some tips about how to move from being unhappy to being happier and to learning skills about generating your own happiness. So it's powerful if you can acknowledge and admit that you're unhappy. The next question I would ask you is, do you know why you're unhappy? Sometimes people know why they're unhappy, and sometimes people just don't know. They know they're unhappy, but they're not sure why. There's plenty of good reasons why young people are unhappy. Sometimes it's about the fact that they have bad parents or a bad family. Hey, I have a video on that. Sometimes it's because they really don't have enough friends. I have a video about making friends. It's in the regular section. I have a blog post about making friends, and I know making friends is hard, but it is a source of unhappiness for many young people. So you're going to want to get to work on that. So you want to stop. You want to give yourself a little pat on the back if you recognize you're unhappy. Really, that's significant. That's powerful. It's really powerful because it gives you a place to go. You're going to move off. You're not going to be stuck being unhappy. Give yourself some time to think about why, and now we're going to get to work. So question number 1 under the tips section is, what makes you happy? I've coached enough people for long enough, adults, older people, who have no idea what makes them happy. Well, that's fine. And I wouldn't expect that you're going to know that either. But you're going to go to work on that. You're going to go exploring and decide, what makes me happy? You might want to go try new things. You might want to do some research. You're going to start looking around like, oh, what makes me happy? I'm going to put that on my happy list, because you want to have a list of things that you know make you happy, because you're going to be able to use those in your life. And of course, that might change over time to help you boost your energy and be happier. So you're going to think about it. You're going to explore. You're going to come up with this list of things that make you happy. And then I have to say this. I know this is going to make some of you even more unhappy, but forget it. Listen, if you're a negative thinker or you get into this catastrophizing, all of that negativity, that's got to go. There are books about how to be an optimist or be a positive person. This is very critical for you young people, because you're never going to be happy if you're a pessimist or a negative thinker. Can you see that's like the opposite of being happy? Because instead of saying, oh, look at all these great things that are happening in my life, you're going to be saying, oh, look at all this terrible stuff in my life. If the same thing's going on, one's a positive view of it, another's a negative view of it. How could you be happy if you're a pessimist? That doesn't work. So you might have to go to work on ditching negativity, catastrophizing, overthinking. It could come from low self-esteem, and everything that I write and do videos about is about boosting your self-esteem, and that will help you. But you've got to get underneath this, that if you're unhappy because you're a negative thinker, that's what has to change. I just can't say it any other way. You're not going to have this great, rich, happy life if you're always on the negative. It just doesn't work that way. Okay, next tip is for you to get a life plan or a vision for your life. Why? Well, at a young age, you might not know what your life is about. I have a video about that, not knowing what to do with your life. But you're old enough, I don't care how old you are, you're old enough to have a little plan or a medium-sized plan or whatever. And you're old enough to set some goals and start working on those things. And those things, having a little vision, maybe it's a trip you'd like to take or something you'd like to do with friends. It doesn't have to be monumental. I'm not talking about, building a building. but you want to have something in mind that you'd really like and put together a little bit of a plan, because that can pull you forward. And since you're creating it, it should be something that really excites you. It should be something that you're really happy about, and that will pull you forward. And that will also be a source of happiness for you, because when people are up to something that they've decided they want to do they go around like, oh yeah, no, they're like, oh, I decided I'm going to do this, look, blah, 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 blah. Get busy, get a life plan or a vision, no matter how big or how small. Then you're going to start taking actions to accomplish things that are on your life plan or your vision. The next thing is something that most older people don't know how to do, that if you could learn now while you're young, oh my gosh, it would be incredible, which is to learn how to generate your own happiness. That's not something that most people are familiar with. I do have a whole video and I have a blog post about how to build that skill. And simply a skill where you're in charge of your emotions, you're in charge of your life, you're creating your life, you're generating your life. And in the process, you can learn how to generate your own happiness. This is something that's so rich. I want you to have it at a young age. I don't want you to get to be an old person and then discover, oh, now I know how to be happy. No, if you're unhappy, take this on right now and learn how to be happy. I certainly recommend that you make sure that you have good friends. You can maybe look at your friends. Sometimes even us old people have to look at our friends and go, yeah, they're not really that nice to me. You get yourself some good friends. People who have integrity. People are going to treat you well. One of the most common issues of the people I work with is they don't have enough really good friends. So that might go on your list. And lastly, if you want to really be happy, in my humblest of opinions, you're going to want to take on personal growth and development, because that is an access. It's kind of a side door in where you're becoming self-aware. The more self-aware you are, the easier it is for you to go, oh yeah, that's not making me happy, because you're really in tune with yourself. You're really aware to how you come across to other people. You're aware of your own emotions. You're aware of other people's emotions. This is offer you like this such huge benefits. To take it on at a young age would give you an incredible life, not to mention happiness, not to mention avoiding making mistakes. So if you're unhappy, there's some tips for where to get started, because unhappiness, depending on what it's caused by, most frequently can be switched. And I have a video about flipping the switch on your emotions, which gives you a stopgap measure to help you while you're in the process of building the skills on how to be happy. So if you're unhappy, it's time to get to work. It's time to take some actions. I hope this has been helpful, because I really like it when people are happy and healthy and empowered. So let me know if I can help you, and I hope you have a great day.